Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to Health Chats Among Friends. My name is Deidre Kindred. I'm your nurse advocate, educator, and navigator. And tonight on Health Chats Among Friends, I have two lovely friends here that we're going to be talking about who they are and their business. So I have Ingrid and John Sullivan, who are rock stars in the healthcare industry. So, hey, you guys, how are you tonight?
We're doing good. We're doing good. Thank you for having us.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Totally my pleasure. So, Ingrid and John, tell the audience a little bit about yourselves.
Well, I'll start and he can kick in. John and I are real estate agents that have been in the business for almost 30 years. And as our business has evolved over the last 10 years, at least 10 years, we've been very focused on active older adults. And it's a passion of ours. We started with John's mom, and we provide a complete service, if you will, to our clients that are thinking about making a change when it comes to right sizing, whether it be a smaller home because they're empty nesters or moving to a retirement community. We help them with the configuration on what does that look like and what do I need to do to make it less stressful for them so that they can feel like they've achieved something great when it's a really huge task making that change for them.
Right. And John?
Yeah, well, as Ingrid mentioned, we started helping my mom, and then we realized there was a need for somebody that can focus on more than just selling their house. And a lot of times, especially older adults, they're just stuck in their house and they don't know what to do. And sometimes they visit a retirement community and they go, I'd love to live here. And then they get home and they look around, they go, I just don't know what to do. I don't know where to start. I've got all this stuff. What am I going to do? So that's why we focused on not just how to help them sell their house, but what to do with their stuff and just completely take them from where they're living to the right retirement community for them.
Deidre, if you wouldn't mind, I'd just like to kind of explain
Yeah,
what that looks like, because we're multifaceted.
please
I
do.
started out by telling you that we are real estate agents, and what that means is that we are in that business and we serve all kinds of clients. But over the years, we found that we really needed to have very strong partners to help us serve our older adults.
Mhm.
So we're the owners of Senior Downsizing Experts,
Okay.
which is comprised of several different types of partners. We have contractors, handyman contractors. We have estate liquidators. We have movers and packers. We have elder law attorneys that work with us. We have individuals like yourself that we refer to as well. So it makes a nice team of services that we've vetted for our clients. But John and I both come from a teaching background, and we love to teach. So we developed a company called Smart Senior Series Seminars.
Yes.
And every single month of the year, most cases it's 11 months, we have a special topic for our audience that's education based, not salesy, like planning for your future. Or we just finished one last week, what that was called Seniors and Technology, because we know that's a big deal for a lot.
Yes, it is. And that's a hot topic for me because I know everything's going digital, but we have a whole population of people who deserve equal access that don't have access to the technological services that we take for granted.
Exactly.
And so I think that's awesome what you guys are doing. I want to put a tack in that because we're definitely going to talk about that series because I think it's awesome. But I really wanted to give my true thanks to you guys for the conglomerate of services that you provide. Because when someone is looking at moving from their home that they've been in for years. They need that compassion, that understanding, that, access to reputable services. And you guys have done that. You've made it very easy, less stressful. I can't say you paid 100%. Nobody can do that. But I think it's just wonderful. So I really want to ask you not only about your mom, John, but what made you guys say, oh, okay, did you automatically have this vision of all these services at once? Or did you say, oh, okay, started helping someone sell their home and they said, oh, well, we could do this and oh, we could do that. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, when we moved my mom, it's more than selling the house. And she lived in her home for over 60 years. I grew up in that neighborhood. And so, we moved her to her 1-bedroom apartment it was a Brookdale community. And then there was all the things stuffed in the attic and everything. And so we decided we'll do a garage sale. And it was the middle of August, and it was just a horrible experience. And then we didn't sell everything. And then I hired a company with a huge trailer to haul off all the stuff. I mean, I spent $800 to pay somebody to help get all the stuff out of there. And now we know just about we can get it all out of there and make the client money in 95% of the cases through an estate sale, either in-person estate sale or online, or we have people that'll buy out. And this gentleman has an auction, so he'll make an offer to haul everything out of there and take it to his auction.
Well, one of the other things, Deidre, that we actually started with this when John's mom moved to the Brookdale community, the marketing person that was there at that time had asked, she said, I know that you do seminars around the Metroplex. And our residents like to know what's going on in the real estate business. Even though they don't really have a home, most of them don't, they still want to know for investments. So if you could come in twice a year and just do a real estate minute for us and just help them see what's going on. Well, the first one that I did, I had about 10 people that were present. And really, we just talked about the market and what things were selling for and, points of interest for those individuals. I came back 6 months later and the room had doubled, but this time I had people coming back to me after the seminar whispering, I still have my home. My kids are busy. I don't want to bother them.
Right.
My back, I can't really do that kind of thing anymore.
Right.
Can you help me? And that's when we knew that our real estate transaction with that individual was going to be much different because we had to have a group that could help us, not just do the real estate side and leave them hanging and let them figure everything else out.
Right. And that's what I love about it. I mean, it takes a village, right? It takes a village, and you created that village of powerful, reputable, I go back to that, individuals and businesses that, can make that transition easier. So that's great. I love it. So now let's take our tack out of our board and let's talk about the Smart Senior Series. So how did that get started? How did you come up with the name? I'm super excited about that.
Well, again, we mentioned earlier, John and I both like to teach. We've had our consulting businesses in the past. We've taught agents here in our office, and we wanted to come up with something for our clients, first of all, as a way to thank them, but something that would give them information that they can't quickly gather unless they're making appointments to go somewhere. So we started out with our attorneys, our future planner. We had someone from Dignity work with us and a couple of other individuals. And what we did was we went out to those individuals and said, tell us the top 10 things that people call you about. We took that back and meshed it together, and we built a seminar panel from that, asking each one of those people, because for example, with the financial planner that was a
Mhm.
part of the group, for most people, they start out with this: will I outlive my money?
Right.
Have I got all my legal information together in the event something happens and I can't communicate that? How do I make it easier for my kids when my time comes? And just putting those individuals together at the same time for an hour and a half, that we deliver information but give them a chance to answer questions,
Yeah.
just felt good.
Right.
Light bulbs were coming on all over the room. And we went on from there, adding more topics, some topics that relate to our business, of course. What do I need to do if I want to sell my
Right.
house?
Right.
What are senior options? What are senior living options? Where do you go? I thought it was just assisted living.
Right.
Those kinds of things. That's where the Smart Senior series came from.
I love it. I love it. Education is key, right? I attended one or two of your series, and it was very informative. I was taking notes, so it's like you never stop learning, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
the Ingrid and I both in real estate, they have different designations, and one is called SRES, Senior Real Estate Specialist, which we took. And then there's a uh, certified senior housing professional, and that was started by a lady that does what we do in Oklahoma. And that's instead of a one-day course like the SRES, this is a multiple day
intensive.
course and actual experiences that you have to do to get that certification.
Oh,
And so there's probably a couple hundred at the most around the country that we network with and meet once a year with, a meeting to share ideas and hone our business and better. So that's another aspect of how we kind of grew and support each other.
So
that's awesome.
what's really great about that, Deidre, is it's nice to have individuals that have the package, if you will, like we do.
Right.
And oftentimes when there's someone that's leaving this area and they're going to move to Tennessee to be close to their parents or their children, oftentimes it comes back to us. How do I find you in Tennessee?
Right.
So this group of individuals, there's about 200 of us. We all have similar services that we offer.
Mhm.
Many of us do seminars like we do, so that we can try to match them up with someone like ourselves
That's awesome.
that can offer the same service to them in another state.
Now, for those in the audience that don't know what a SRES is, can you guys elaborate on that a little bit?
Yes, senior real estate specialist means that you're focused on working with active adults that are 55 years old and older, and working on the services and the products and the techniques to help them move through a real estate transaction.
Absolutely. And I'll explain it like this as well. When I see that certification, I know that there's compassion and understanding and education behind that, because it's not just a normal realtor. It's a special certification. And I love that. So me personally, I'll be blunt. If you don't have an SRES, I'm very particular about my clients. I'm very protective, and I want that compassion. I want that understanding. I want that education behind that. I love initials, as you can see. But to me, it's all about, that specialty. And John, you also mentioned, what was the other one? I was gonna, you said
Certified
senior.
certified senior housing professional.
Okay.
That the SRES is from the National Association of Realtors, and the Certified Senior Housing Professionals is Senior Real Estate Institute, which it's a much more extensive certification in that you have to do practicums as in addition to the classes. You have to say, well, this is how help my client deal with their stuff and that type of thing. So there's exercises.
There's a lot. It's very intensive, working with communities, knowing the different types of communities, knowing whether it's an A or a B, assisted living, knowing the differences so that as you're helping guide someone, especially if there isn't someone there to do that, you're making sense versus being general.
It's a much deeper certification and understanding senior housing and making that move maybe from a home they lived in for, like I said, 60 years.
Right. Absolutely. Because you have so much emotion attached to that home. I mean, I can't imagine, letting go of something and then having someone on the other side of that was like, oh, well, just sell it, just, and things have sentimental values. Like a pen could have a great sentimental value to me, but to the person that's selling my home, it's just like, understand that, show that compassion, have that understanding that, okay, we just got to do this in, baby steps. And it's a lot of psychological aspect that goes with that. John, you look like you want to say something.
Well, I just thought of something. When we go talk to a potential client about selling their home, we call that a listing appointment. That's the real estate term. And, most people try to get in and out of 30 minutes, on that,
sign here,
an agent, sign here,
Right.
is what we think your house worth. Ours is usually 2 to 3 hours when we go out and talk with them, because it's much deeper understanding of their needs and that initial relationship.
Yes, that relationship building.
Yeah,
right. That is so key. Yeah, I love it. Well, I love what you guys do. I love your services. You got so much going on that's so valuable to the community. The SRES, the Certified Senior Housing certification, the Smart Senior Series, which I love. So, and I thought of a question. So how did the pandemic affect your Smart Senior Series? How did you have to pivot? What did you have to do?
Well, we didn't want to stop our momentum because we've had people that have been with us 2 years, coming to maybe the same seminar, but hearing it differently the next time.
Right.
And we both are very comfortable with technology. So we decided we're going to learn how to Zoom. And we started conducting our seminars over Zoom.
Awesome.
There is a group in Dallas, Celebration Magazine.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
They're partners with us too, and they do a lot of Zooms. So we would plan everything out. We'd have the handouts together that they would be sent through an Eventbrite, so they would have what they needed. Do follow-up and Q&A, drawings, all of those things. Try to make it as much as possible, which of course expanded our area.
It did.
We had people from California, Canada, Germany that were attending our Zoom seminars. As a matter of fact, we did one that's called Cut the Clutter. Everybody wants to know what to do with all their clutter. And we had over 100 people on our Zoom.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it was really great to be able to do that and keep people connected so that they could feel like they weren't shut in, as most of us were.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
Really, to survive 2020 in most businesses, you had to use Zoom for whatever aspect of your.
And the same thing though that goes with Zoom being such a powerful tool is that for us, because of our primary business, which is real estate, it gives us the opportunity to actually meet with the family that may be in different locations because mom and dad are planning on making a change.
Right.
And the son or the daughter live in a different state, and we all want to talk about what that looks like.
Right. Absolutely. And I think, in a way, the pandemic helped us broaden, our scopes of, service, because it was devastating for a lot of people, but at the same token, it changed the world. It changed the way we react. It changed the way we educate, because I noticed that you guys were doing a hybrid with your Smart Senior Series. So that's great. Great.
Well, I'll tell you something that was really exciting, because at first we thought with our audience, we thought, oh, technology is already something that's intimidating. We're never going to get them to do that.
Mhm.
So our operations manager here in our office sat in front of her computer and she created a video, and she used her husband as her student on how to set up Zoom. And when you get to this place, you're going to click on this, and then this is going to happen, and this is how you set up your background, etc. And so the way that we shared that with our audience, like I said, we didn't want to lose our momentum, is we said, you know what, let us be the first ones to learn this together, because sooner or later, if not already, your doctor's going to call you. They're going to want to do an appointment with you
Right.
over Zoom or Google
Whatever.
Duo
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
And you're going to feel so empowered because you already know how to do it.
Right.
And I will tell you that the first one that we did together, so many people came on and they were so excited to show us, we did it, we did it. And it was because of that video that we made.
That's wonderful. And I love the fact that you can say, well, seniors can't do digital,
Yeah.
So you kept at it and you kept going, and it's a wonderful series. If you haven't heard of it, I'm talking to the audience now. If you haven't heard of the Smart Senior Service, it is well worth your time to tune in or attend in person, because you're going to learn something. You're going to walk away with some great information.
We have 2 left. We will be doing in October 14th.
Okay.
Actually, it's October 7th. It'll be called Be Smart About Senior Benefits.
Oh,
Change the date on that one.
okay. October 7th.
October 7th from
Okay.
2 to 4.
2 to
And
4.
then we will be doing Thursday, November 11th. That'll be our last one for the year. We thought this was really apropos. Be smart about avoiding senior scams, because that's the time of year that Medicare changes, health insurance changes, shopping. We want to make sure that everybody knows when's it a good time
Right.
to
Perfect timing.
make that purchase or not. And
Perfect timing.
one thing we want to make sure that we don't get away with from you today, and I think that you might know this, is that John and I wrote a book,
Ultimate Guide to Downsizing.
Ultimate Guide to Downsizing.
How to downsize your life to upsize your lifestyle.
Exactly.
Yes, love it.
It's been a great tool for our audience, because it gives them tips. It's like a workbook. It gives them tips all the way through on what would they do, what's the next step if they're thinking about doing a downsize or a right size.
Right.
Yeah.
And they can find us on Amazon or call our office.
Awesome.
Yeah, in my Kiwanis club, one of the gentlemen there writes fictional books. And he talked about how he published his first book through Amazon Publishing and stuff. And so that sparked the idea. I says, we need to write a book about downsizing. And so we did. And that's how we turned it. We want to update it again, but we made it big size with bigger print.
Love it.
Color sidebars in it and everything. So
yes.
It's a very
That's a nice book. We'll have to give you one next time we see you.
Oh yeah, I love that. Well, John and Ingrid, this has been so much fun, so informative. You guys have so much. We could have had you back to talk about just one specific topic. I mean, you guys are awesome. So if someone wanted to find out more about you guys, your services that you provide, what is the best way for them to reach out to you?
They can reach out to us through our phone number, if that'd be okay for me to share.
Absolutely.
It's 817-330-9235.
We also have a website called Dallas Fort Worth Senior Living.
.com.
Great website.
we're real proud of that. There's a lot of good content out there that we share with people there.
Well,
too.
you guys got so much to be proud of. It's amazing. I have to ask you to come back next year so we can hone in on a specific topic, maybe something in moving or some tips that you guys want to share. I had Erica Williams here twice. And the first time it was similar to this. And the next time she gave us some tips on how to pick a resale company. So awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your time. You have any parting words?
I think nobody is too old to learn. You just have to be open to it and enjoy what's coming your way as long as you can.
Absolutely. Absolutely. If you're not learning, you're not growing. And I learned something
Exactly.
tonight, most definitely. I started taking notes. Well, thank you, John and Ingrid Sullivan, for being on Health Chats Among Friends. My name is Deidre Kindred. I'm your nurse advocate, educator, and navigator. I love bringing you reputable resources from your local communities. Tune in next week when we have another amazing guest. Good night.
Thank you.